decisions, then you eventually get where you need to be. Cleric is kind of a hard matchup for this deck, because Cleric just naturally has some pretty good card draw potential. Especially if he gets his 1/3 Shattered Sun, and he just can heal it, and it becomes like a generator. So we hope nothing happens here. Excellent. And now we're going to bring out our Knife Juggler. And now we're looking to avoid the Shadow Word Pain. Because if the Shadow Word Pain hits, that's going to kind of reset the board. There's also the Smite move. Okay, so he brings out the Pain. And he needed to do that. Especially because of these two 1/1s. We would have actually hit him for quite a bit. The most aggressive thing we can do is a Swamp Ooze, but he might be sitting on another Shadow Word Pain. So, let's throw down the Flame Imp and the Blood Imp and see what happens. We don't have to worry about Holy Nova or any of his board clear for a couple of turns yet. Alright, so he's trying to draw cards and accelerate himself. That's not bad. That's the end of his turn. I like having a taunt. Now, I could play this, I want to be really aggressive, but that puts us in risk of a board wipe at some point. So we're just going to tap and get some more cards. We're going to remove that. And hopefully next turn, whatever he plays, we will have other answers and we don't have to really risk anything. Okay, so Chill One Yeti, that's a pretty big play there. Alright. So we don't have any perfect decision here. I can do 3-1, which still leaves me with a taunt, and I can Mortal Coil him to draw a card off him and then see what I play. But that is wasting 3 for 1, but I don't really have another way to deal with it right now. I could attack with everything and then this, but that wipes the board anyway. So I think we're at the point where we have to think about board position. Oh, he's trying to taunt us a little bit. That's nice. That's nice. It's okay. You just gotta stay focused when they want to do things like that. Don't let it get to you. They don't have weapons, so we can drop this now, and then we continue to go on the assault a little bit. I'm going to keep these guys back, knowing full well that a Holy Nova might be incoming, and I definitely wouldn't want to lose the Flame Imp, and this guy is only good in part because of his Divine Shield. Now, with the lack of Holy Nova, we're feeling pretty good. And the natural Azura Drake, oh, there we go. That's the Northshire Cleric. That is public enemy number 1. Ooh, and we don't really have a good way to deal with it here. If we Hellfire, we lose our guys. Even if both of them attack, it doesn't do what we need to do. That powered shield was huge. The Azura Drake is very survivable. We're going to bring that out. Couldn't I have had this in my hand a second ago? That would have been nice. Alright, so I think the strongest decision here is going to be avoid him. He will then have to attack into him to heal him. So we need to kill this, make the situation simpler. Put another damage through. And 4 is the magic number when you're fighting a cleric. As we know, can't be Shadow Word Pain, can't be Shadow Word Death. Okay, so the Raging Worgen comes out. And I'm going to draw a card off him. That's probably going to hit here, and then heal for another card. This mechanic is very powerful, very good. This is what makes fighting clerics like literally a battle for your life. Because you like want to win, but you never know what's going to happen. And you got to always be on top of your game.
At your Hyundai dealer, it's Black
So,
Friday
the question
day.
is, how do we kill both of
Lease a
these
Sonata
guys with losing the
$139 a
least?
month for 36 months and $34.99 due at signing.
So the
You'll
Argent
also get
Commander
Hyundai
is an
insurance,
easy way to get
including
4
America's
damage on
best
someone.
warranty. Hurry, Black Friday every day.
This one too is now going to be less necessary, so we'll just get rid of this. We can't risk him trading that
Offer ends 12/2/13.
the Wind Fury that can do way too much damage if he wipes the board. So we are forced to make this move here. And the reason we did that one first, we attacked with this one first, is because then it went up to 4, and then we saved our Azura Drake, which has 4 life, which the cleric can't attack. So it was just making some smart decisions, and now we have a nice, comfortable board position. Now with the cleric, we're coming across to mind control time at 8, and anyone who plays against clerics will be looking forward to the upcoming nerf when it's 10. But as of right now, the threat is still very real. Defending Argus only 1, to me, always screams of desperation. And we don't want to drop this. Normally it'd be like, oh yeah, sweet, I can drop such a great creature. But you know, he hasn't shown a mind control yet. They almost always run at least 1. So we don't want to risk that. Okay. So we'll take this guy out. We'll use the spell power to take this out. Now we'll throw the Divine Shield. So that way if he does do a board clear type move like Holy Nova, it's still protected. Drawn to a Knife Juggler. Would have been nice if we played it first. Sometimes that's a mistake that I made there. If I knew I was going to life tap, I could have done that first, but I didn't think that far ahead. I kind of rushed that turn a little bit because I knew the first part of the turn, didn't know how I was going to end it. I won't throw this down here in case he does try a board clear. That will keep it safer. And then next turn I could play this and probably some other stuff too to get some knife blades out, which will make it more efficient. So he throws down a taunt. On a Crocolisk, and a heal. So he's doing nothing exciting, which is good. Alright, so this time, I'm going to see where this knife goes. Beautiful. That's exactly where we wanted it to go. We need to trade this for here now. And we're going to get to put some nice damage. We're slowly pulling ahead, slowly gaining control. Cleric, this might be a mind control target for the cleric. With 13 cards left, odds are he's at least picked 1. You can see he's thinking. Whenever turns aren't quick and you see them taking a while, you know that means you put them in a position where they don't know exactly what they want to do. And the key to doing well is making that happen quite a lot. Alright, the fact that he pulled out a 6/6, kind of annoying. We might have to trade R4-3 for it. We'll soon see. Okay, it would have been nice if we had that, but we didn't know where the needles were going to go. So now, we have to make the best trades we can with this thing. So we have to kill this, so the 5/4 will come here, and the Divine Shield will come here. We don't want to let him get card advantage, so even though the Knife Juggler is great, it's better to take out his ability to draw cards. And this taunt, no reason not to keep it. Holy Nova, we knew he would have had them. He's trying to push some damage through, that's fine. His healing power is what's brought him up. He's been down further before. So right now we could double Dark Iron Dwarf here and just push. But first, let's tap, because we know we're actually going to do that this time. So we tap first to see what we get. Shattered Sun Cleric is not going to help us here. So, let's push 3 damage through. Let's Hellfire. This is going to technically waste 2. No, we should have did that first. We wasted 2 damage. So those little mistakes that are costing us the game here. We could have used that 2 damage on there to bring him down to 18. That's probably not going to make the difference if we win or lose. But it would have been nice. Not this, especially because he's constantly healing himself. This guy has been like very heal happy. We know we have to do this to take out his taunt. Now we're going to life tap, slow it down a little bit, to make sure we're not making a poor play here. We want to make this as survivable as possible in case he has some weird form of damage, so we don't mind putting that on there now. If he was to mind control this for whatever reason, we can always power overwhelming this to deal with it. And he has not used the mind control yet. And he's just constantly healing himself back up almost every turn religiously. And that has been what's really making the difference in this game, because part of what my deck does is to accelerate. It changes life for cards. And because he's just been constantly using his power to rebuild his life. At one point, I believe he was down to like 16, 18, and now he's up to 24. And it's not going to get any better. That's the annoying part. It's just going to keep getting worse. And now this power is more of a liability than anything. And that's why I'm going to bring out the Blood Mage. Because I actually kind of want it to die, in a way. Because if this was to die, it would at least get me a card that I don't have to tap for. There's going to come a point where I might need this 8 damage, even though it's the risk of him mind controlling it. But we got to get him in that range first. So he Holy Nova'd. And we got a huge Demon Fire here. Okay, well now we know for a fact he does not have mind control. We know it. Ah. So the question is, can he pull it? So we gotta make this stronger. That was very unwise of him. That was his first huge misplay. He said to me, I don't have mind control. I was sitting on this the whole game, worried about him having mind control. And he just said, I don't have it. I can't believe that he would have that conversation with us. And now we're going to do a nice little play here. Watch this. This is where the skill comes in. This is where the skill comes in. So we power overwhelming this to bring it to 7/5. Then we do the 7 damage. Then we Shadow Flame. Woo! All right.